So let's get started with the unboxing. On the left, these boxes are from EVGA, and on the right, these boxes are from Amazon. The only two suppliers I use for this one. I'm gonna start with the Amazon boxes and then we'll go to the EVGA ones because this is the good stuff. This is just stuff that I needed. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna start with the bag at the top because this is probably the least interesting thing of them all. So let's go ahead and get it opened up here. I'll just tear it. And I do have another one of these on the way, but it got delayed, and it's just a trip light PDU cable. But I need this for my next rig pretty much, so I had to order a couple 10-foot ones. But like I said, I ordered two and one got delayed, so it'll be here next week instead of when this one arrived, which was today. But once I get it, I can hopefully get my rig up and going. So let's just move on quickly with the Amazon boxes and open this one up. Now there's stuff that is for multiple projects that I'm working on, but it should all pretty much have to do with what is going on in my crypto mining area. So let's see what we got here. Now this is an HDMI cable. This is a 15-foot one. And to get this out of the way for now, this is another HDMI cable, and this one's 25 foot. So what these are for is for my test bench. I'm gonna run a 25-foot cable to my capture card in my PC, and then a 15-foot cable, because I won't need to be as long, to my monitor that I will use at my desk here when I'm filming on my test bench, to try and give you guys the best picture quality I possibly can while benchmarking. I was going to use NDI through OBS, but I just don't trust it. I do have a capture card. It's a Elgato 8H60 Pro, the one that goes internal in the PC. So I do have that, so I can run these to it from the test bench. Once I get it set up, it'll be behind me once I finish it up. It's currently sitting on the floor pretty much beneath my desk here, and it is going to be up and running once I get a GPU on it. It is all set up, ready to go with Windows loaded onto it. I'm not going to be running Hive on it. I'm going to be testing on Windows, and then my tests in Hive will pretty much be when I build out rigs and put the cards on it. So let me move these out of the way because they're not too interesting either. People aren't really interested in too much cabling right now. Keep myself refreshed with the bush latte. Let's move on to the next one. My blade's already starting to clean up from all the drywall. So let's see. All right, so these are riser cables. I know that. And these are splitters. Now these I'll put in the description below. These are not expensive splitters. Now they're 6-pin to dual 8-pin. Now I only plan on running about 100 watts through these, maybe less, maybe the max 125 watts. I don't plan on running more than that. These are decent cables. An Altered Component recommended me to these, and he's been running these on his rig for quite some time, these exact cables. They're going to be used on a server power supply. So what I plan on doing is, and let me get a riser out here to show you the ones that I purchased here. And I'll put a link to these in the description below too. These were about $41 a 6-pack. And what I got here was their version 009S. Now they do have the SATA power, the 6-pin, the SATA power. These are trash. I mean, I do not plan on running this. Then you got the piece to go into the 1X slot. Then the red and black. So it'll look pretty nice on my rig once it's all done. I'll have 9 of these running, so I'll have a couple extra and it will have a little light on there. But so what I was saying is I plan on running this splitter from one 6-pin off the server power supply to power my riser, and one 8-pin on the GPU. And then the other 8-pin I plan on running its own dedicated 6-pin. So it should be getting plenty of power to power the graphics card at that point. And like I said, if anyone's been watching, that rig is going to consist of 4 3070 Ti's, 2 3070s, a 3080 Ti, a 3080, and a 3090. So there's going to be some powerful cards on that rig. So some of them I may even be running this one splitter to the riser and to one 8-pin, and then 2 more dedicated 8 pins to the graphics card to power them. My 3080 Ti, 3080, and 3090 I'll probably run that way. It's a lot of cabling, but I think it needs more sufficient power. I don't want to just max out cables and run the risk of them melting. When I do hook it up, I'll do a smell test, and I'll also do, I feel them to make sure they're not heating up too much. But putting this in the wrong bag, this goes in here, and I'll put these. So I ordered 2 dozen of these risers that I just showed you, and then I ordered, I believe, 12 of these. So I'll have a couple left over. They came in 4-packs, I believe, and I ordered a bunch of 4-packs. It looks like I actually got extra. No, it's just the way I'm looking at it. So I ordered 4 4-packs, so I should have 12 of them. So a few extras lying around never hurt nobody, because I do have other rigs that will be running off server power supplies. So put this back in here. So, zip that up. Now on to this bigger box here. Now there's a few things in this box. So this you may not know by looking at it. This is AC Infinity tubing. Now this is 4-inch ductwork that I'm going to be running on my ASIC miners. So this is 25 foot long for each of them. And what I plan on doing is running this tubing from the exhaust of my ASIC miner to my upstairs to heat my upstairs. Now the other morning I woke up and it was 59 degrees Fahrenheit on my first floor. And in my mining area, it was about 78, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna use this to exhaust some of that heat into my first floor from both my ASIC miners. Now I was gonna do my grow tent also, but I think I'm gonna start with this and see how it works out and go from there. So let's move this up here, because that is for a different video for when I get that installed. And if anyone remembers my ASIC miners, I do have a 3D printed cone that goes onto the exhaust that screws right in with the fan that mounts this 4-inch ductwork. So, and there's one more thing in this box. Yeah, one more thing. So this won't excite too many people, but I did want it for functionality. Now this is, I'm gonna have to open this box so you can see, a keyboard and mouse. So it's a white edition. This is just a cheap keyboard and mouse that I got on Amazon. I pretty much just needed something. I didn't want too many cables and wires running around, so I wanted a wireless keyboard and mouse because I'm not gonna be doing too much crazy stuff with it. So this is the wireless mouse, a cheap little white one. It's got a little dongle down there that I'll plug into the back of, you know, the motherboard, into the USB, so that I can use this. And I'm just going to be pretty much using this for testing graphics cards with mining, so I didn't really need to splurge and get anything crazy. It does come with this cable. I think it's for charging the keyboard maybe, or in case I want to run it plugged in. But this is the keyboard. I mean, it's just a little 2.4 gigahertz wireless keyboard with an on-off switch at the top, which is nice. So I can turn this on and off, obviously, as I want to use it. Now, like I said, I only plan on testing for binding with this, so I didn't really splurge for anything. I think this was like $36 for the keyboard and mouse combo, which is essentially extremely cheap for a keyboard and mouse, let alone a wireless one. But I'm gonna slide this right back into the box, and I'll probably keep this down in my entertainment center, kind of stashed away when I'm not using it. Now, I was going to get a mouse pad too, but for now I'm just going to do it right on the bare wood and see how it works, since it should function fairly properly. So let's just put this up there. Now, this mouse and keyboard supposedly is just plug and play, so I should just be able to hook it up and Windows should recognize it and start mining pretty much. Not mining, start using it right away. So hopefully it works out that it is that way. All right, so now we are on to the good stuff. This is the two boxes from EVGA. So let's go ahead and start with this one now. I know what this one is just because of the size of the box. Now, you guys will remember this from a previous video because I did have to RMA a graphics card, and this should be the replacement for it. So let's put that off to the side there. Cut it open. And here we go. So this is a 2070 Super. So this is the one that I RMA'd in a previous video. If you got anyone remembers, I was having issues with it just not performing properly. So I sent it in for RMA and they sent me this one back. And I believe this is just a whole different card. I don't think they actually send you the same card back. So I'm gonna test this one on my mining rig and get my 1660 Super off of it and put this one back on it. And hopefully this one performs. Now, that the thing with the 3 fans not spinning, that is probably a BIOS thing with the graphics card because there's multiple temperature sensors on it. So once it starts heating up, the other fan should kick on. But until then, it's just gonna run the one fan. But I will put more fans on that rig, or more fans. I will put fans on that rig to help keep the cards cool. So it should help with the length of like this card and how long I'll be able to mine with it. All right, on to my last box here, and I'm super excited about this. This, like I said, is from EVGA also. So I'm gonna cut it open here and show you guys the goods inside. Now this one is a good one. So this is actually from EVGA, and here's one of them. Cut this one open here, show you it since the box isn't regular and it feels like it's upside down. And this one is really exciting. Here we go. I know it's wow, but there you go. A 3070. Now this is an RX SKU, so I do not know if it's LHR or not, but we'll set this one here and I'll try not to knock it over and put the box off to the side. And I'll probably put it back in a box until I get to testing it. And then the second one, another one, very excited for it. So let's cut this bad boy open and get it out and show you guys this one too. And I was super excited to get my hands on these, so anybody would actually right now, especially this one. This is the most sought after GPU on the market right now, and I was able to purchase it. An RTX 3080. Now this one is another RX SKU. So I was actually able to purchase these. I was on the website at just the right time and was able to purchase these both at the same time, which is pretty much unheard of for anything, but I got them. Now this is the 3 8-pin, like I was saying, that I might need to run the extra power to, but you know, I'm super stoked to have both of these cards. So put this off to the side for a second, but I mean, that's my unboxing. the big ticket items, the 3070 and the 3080 of both. I will test these in another video. Since there are XQ, I do need to test and see if they are LHR or not. But I'll save that for another video. But I have parts for my mining rigs. I have my 2070 Super down here to get onto my other mining rig. And then these are going onto the one that I'm building, the new one with the 3070 Ti's, the 3070 and 3080s, and the 3090 and the 3080 Ti. But that's the unboxing for today. Thanks for checking this video out. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, the Bud Light, and actually we gotta have a victory beer for the two pickups here for the 3070 and the 3080. Ah, it's good. This is actually the first 3080 I was actually able to purchase myself. My 3080 Tough, I actually got in a trade with an Xbox Series X that I had at the time. It was brand new in the box. The guy had a 3080, and he actually purchased a second one that he wanted, which was an EVGA for the win. So he couldn't return it, so he traded it to me because his girlfriend at the time wanted an Xbox Series X, and I added cash on top. Obviously, I think it was 400 at the time. I added 450 was when I added 450, which was the MSRP difference, which was a huge, great deal at the time. But thanks for checking this video. If you like this shirt that I'm wearing, check the store out in the description below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.